What is up YouTube? It is Matty and I've got an Emphatic Clan War overview video to show you. So I think today we've got a pretty good selection of video sort of raids to go through in the war versus Bravo Taiwan. So let's have a look, delve in, have a look at what the how the war went, and you can see it was a pretty solid win from us, 80 to 63, and that meant that we missed out on 10 stars because there was 90 available. And you'll see here that there was 9 Channel 10s, so I would have been happy if we got an 81, but I think we missed out on 1 star here, and it was my fault in the end because I failed it. But yeah, a little bit of a slight shame on that one, but I suppose these things happen. And yeah, other than that, it's a pretty solid war. So I've got quite a few raids to show you. We pretty much cleared all the, well, we did clear all the Channel 9s. It's just that one Channel 10 that didn't get 2-starred. We didn't get a chance to 3-star any Channel 10s either. Just didn't quite work out that war. So the first attack I want to show is Lord Byron, and it is a Golo attack. So if you haven't seen a Golo in a little while, here you go. It's a pretty sort of straightforward strategy really. When the 4 air defences are in one segment, one sort of core, the easiest thing to do is to sort of go wee the core and then use back end loons. So you can see what he's doing here. He's got quite a wizard heavy army, and we've got 3 golems going in. We've got a lightning, sorry, he hasn't got a lightning spell. He's going to rage his troops in, including the witches and wizards, and he's just trying to sort of power into the core. He has got a jump spell down to get him into the core, so he's made himself a nice little pathway in. And if you look what's happened, almost every single troop has gone into the core, so he's planned that perfectly. Now watch what happens now with all those golems, king, queen, wizards, witches, everything in the core. It's just going to be wiped down so quickly, and a rage spell to boot as well. So by the time that the troops have sort of taken that down, he can start using his back end loons, and he's got, I think, was it 10 loons? So all you do is you just drop them straight onto all the air targeting defences, and once they're down, it's just clean up of some cannons and mortars left really, and war out and raid over. So you've got the archer on the left just about to clean up there, and look at the wad of loons that have clumped up on the right. So once that cannon's gone, that's literally it for defences, and it's just pure cleanup. So I think there's quite a lot of time left on this raid as well. There's quite a few cleanup troops, so it's always going to be pretty straightforward. You can hear Malcolm in the background. He's decided to join me on this on this video, but hey ho, let's move on. Moving up to number 20, we've got is it Zimban? Is that how it's pronounced? And this attack was is a sort of a what is it? I don't even know. Go Weaver? Yeah, Go Ho We. Oh, God, I don't even know what the name is for this attack. But basically, it's got a hell of a lot of Valks and some hogs in to boot as well, presumably for the back end. So I can't see any witches in there. So it's just sort of like a Go Ho Weaver, I think it is. That's what this might be, or Go Weaver with back end hogs. So the Valkyries are going in. You need a couple of heals and rage spells for Valkyries, and because once they're in the core, they're just going to cause absolute havoc. And I mean, that rage spell could have been placed over a little bit, I think, a bit more further towards the expo. But just look how quickly the Valkyries just rip through defenses. I mean, there's not many. They've got a surprising amount of HP, especially if you can get them into a if you can get them into a heal spell as well, because they'll just tear everything up. All the hogs look like they're dead. There is a Pain Arch Tower right over the other side of the base, but with the amount of Valkyries he's got left, I think he's going to be okay. Well, we know he's going to be okay, but just trying to sort of keep a track of where they're all going. Oh wow, I forgot that Valks are susceptible to spring traps. Unlucky. It's going to be a weird finish to the raid, because they're going to have to break through 2 compartments here. So you can see 2 Valks down the bottom there, more trying to break in the compartment. The Golems are coming in just a little bit slowly. The Valks are getting hit. What we got left that's going to do anything? do the main damage. I think it's just the quantity of Valkyries and the fact the Golems are being targeted, to be honest. That should be enough to take it down, and the fact we've got pretty much a full HP level 20 king that's going in, just finishing things up as well. So probably about 3 or 4 Valks left there. One's getting targeted now, and it's just moving up to the last defense. So I'm going to speed up the raid here, and yeah, pretty good, pretty interesting. That's why I sort of brought the raid in. It was just something a little bit different for you. Pretty weird base design that he took down, but hey ho. Moving on, we got, is that a pentalaloon or a quad? Quad laloon, and he's just guiding in a golem with a few wizards to clear the pathway in. Unfortunately, one of the wizards has died, I think due to the mortar, but he's getting the pathway cleared nicely. That sort of army camp needs to go down, really. Queen and king down, gonna break in. I think they're gonna break in the old-fashioned way, and he just needs to get them to that queen basically, and the air defense preferably as well. So once the air defense and the queen are down, he should be clear to take down the rest of the raid. Oh, obviously, and the CC. Jump spell in to help the troops get in there. So here we go. King on the air defense, it's gone. King on the queen, she's gone. Lightning on the CC. Queen ability as well, so she's doing her damage, trying to clean up the rest of those CC troops, and she's about to go down as well. But all the CC troops went. Here come the first 2 hounds with a nice spread. The loon's going in behind. Another loon coming in the top, and I'd imagine another hound's going to be coming down any second now. There it is. Another hound, more loons, and another hound as well. So all 4 hounds are now in. They need to be tanking for all the defences, because the loons have, that was a nice rage spell over the expo as well, and you can see that that rage spell as well is just going to push the loons in and across all those defences, because otherwise they'd be stuck there for a long time. It's going to get them onto that expo nice and quickly. The final hounds pop now. There go the loons onto the expo, and here they come to the air defense. Slight slow delivery to the air defense, but there's enough loons that have survived because of the way that they were protected to result in a 3-star. So, ooh, it's getting a little bit close now. Not too many loons left. I think they're a bit more clumped up than they look, but Wizard House can just wreck loons quickly as well. It's down. Lots of pups left because there were 4 hounds worth in the raid, so it's going to be a nice clean 3-star as well. So well done to Epic for doing another epic raid. We're going to jump up a little bit now to raid number 16. We've got Deco, and I think it's a Shattered Laloon. Yeah, this base I found quite weird. It's sort of becoming part of the new wave of anti 3-star bases, but it's a pretty central queen, and with that you can really attack from whichever side you fancy. Now he's decided to go through the what I would consider the harder route, because there's a couple of high HP things in the way, like the expo, like the town hall. But if you can get those down and out the way and still get your objective met, then you're laughing, really. The rest of the raid will be easy. So it's all going to come down to how good the kill squad is. Now, I love the fact he took the rage spell in there just to help the king and queen get their job done. There's no jump spell brought here. It's just relying on pure range for the queen. The king is breaking through, and he's actually got to the air defense all by himself, and it's almost gone now. I think maybe even, yeah, there it goes. And here come the hounds. He's got the 3 hounds going in, 2 from the sort of the bottom side angle, dropping the loons nicely onto the defences that are all sort of directly targetable. Second hound's taking some damage quite quickly though, isn't it? Going to need to get his loons in there quick. Third hound going in now. That final rage spell is going to need to do some work, and looks like he didn't even barely need it. Just move it. Oh, 2 loons for the back end as well. That was well done. I think that hand's got nowhere near chance of popping, so it's going to be quite a bit of time left on the raid, even though the defences are gone, because the loons and the few pups that are there are going to need to clean up, as well as that wizard over there. So the 3 is going to happen. It's just a little bit longer because he didn't have too many pups, because the other hound didn't pop. Moving on, we've got the raid with Leonard. So Leonard's doing a sort of slightly weird raid on this. It's not weird, I suppose, but it's a go wee wee with back end hogs actually. So what he's doing, just using golems, wizards, and witches to sort of take half of the base down, and then just finish up with hogs. And I think just because of the nature of the base, and the fact that he could just rip the bottom half aside, and the fact that all the wizard towers are sort of clumped up together, it just means that when the hogs, when he wants to get the hogs in on the back end, it shouldn't be too hard to clear up a lot of defences quickly. But look, the hog. Okay, he hasn't used it quite as I thought he was going to. Actually, he's almost surgically hogging it. So the hogs are coming in from the side. They were taking quite a lot of damage, and then he's brought the heal spell in, so they are coming in through the side, as you can see. And 2 loons for the top arch tower as well, because that was quite easily accessible. So I like the fact he didn't do that at the start. He just did it mid raid, just to get the job done. Quite a bit of confidence there. There's some hogs still moving through, but because quite the defences haven't really been contributing to killing the core sort of kill squad, they've just been focused in on the hogs. The hogs are able to have been able to move through, get those done, and so have the kill squad. And yeah, it all comes together nicely if you get the timing right. Unfortunately, the hogs are dead now, but he's got the queen. There's enough distraction troops there for him to be able to pull the 3-star off. Just needs the queen to finish breaking the wall, which she's just done, and she'll take that arch tower straight down. So it was a little bit close, but hey, what works, and I'm trying. I mean, I could just show you probably 15 Laloon raids from this war, but I've tried to make it a bit of a selection of different raids, because everyone tries different strats, and you've probably seen Leonard do hog raids 101 times, and you've probably seen Leonard do Laloon raids 100 times, but just the little different attacks sometimes stand out, especially in a world or in an environment that's dominated by Laloon, which Clan Wars is these days. Laloon and hogs, it's just what's useful. You can pretty much take any base down with either one of those 2 strategies. Anyway, moving through this road, so the queen's really accessible. Stupid spot to put her, because she's dead instantly. And look as well, if he can get the queen and the king to sort of go the right way, there's 2 air defences there for the taking, and an expo. I doubt he'll get the expo there, especially with the king wandering off like that. Look, the queen's held back quite a bit here. She needs to get that jump done. She's managed to jump over. Okay, so we're going to get the first air defence going down in a second by the queen. She needs to push to the left really now. She's going to go. I don't think she's going to get it. I don't think she's going to get the other air defence. She's going to target the other way. So, no, there we go. So, hound 1 and 2 in. Normally on the loon drop, it's best to do sort of hound, loons, hound, loons, hound, loons. That sort of way. So that by the time your first hound dies, your second hound's already in place, and you don't want to wait too long to place the third one either. You just basically want, each time a hound dies, you want one there to take its place. That's the idea. The fact that both hounds actually went to a final air defence means that they both ended up popping. Now, some of those pups died, but some didn't as well. So we got a nice amount of pups in around to clean the base. Got some wizards as well. Top side, top left, top middle, bottom right. So it's just an absolute whitewash raid. This is so very nicely done by Savoni, aka Venaris. So always good to see just a confident 3-star. And I think we're moving into the final parts of the video now. Monsters attack on number 11 now. It's a hog attack. Haven't had any sort of primary hog attacks this video so far. So sending a giant and a couple of hogs in. Giants to distract, hogs are to go in, get the CC pulled, take a couple of defences down at the same time. He's going to take the mortar down as well, should do, and potentially, I don't know if he was trying to get a trip on a giant bomb there or something like that, but it didn't quite work out if that was where the giant bomb was. Looks like they probably might be actually. It's Let's say next to the mortar. Difficult to say on this base. We're going to see golems down, wizard in to kill the minions, a couple of wizards and the queen down to kill the dragon. The shattered attack looks at the 2 golems going in, and he's already dropped 1 hog down to go in. That's what I like about this, just the planning of that, knowing that that archer tower was going to be shooting something else and nothing was going to be there to take the archer down, sorry, the hog down. So he's been able to just 1 hog take a defense down, and that's brilliant. Stuff like that just shows me that there's still a lot I need to learn with hogs, really. So he's still got 19 hogs for the primary attack now. You can see the giants are going in to distract, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. Now watch the deployment here. Just very sort of strategic hog placement, targeting all the defences. Then the heal spells down just to keep them alive, because by the time they're going to get to the core, pretty much all the external defences are gone. There's only one sort of wayward bottom right arch tower that needs to be gone. And then it's raid over. The hogs, because you're targeting them defense specific, everything just goes down quickly. It is a little bit of a learning curve to get it right, to get the timing right, to get the amount of hogs dropped on each defense right. But once you've got it, it's a pretty solid sort of deployment method. So by this point in the raid, there's not much left to do cleanup. He's got a wizard at the top, which is going to take down the camp and the dark barracks, and then he's got the hogs down the right, and the final top build hut's going to be the final thing to go down by the look of it. 98, 99. There goes the wizard to go and clutch the 3-star. MVP wizard there, so fair play to him. And final sort of raid I'm going to show is by me, and this one, if you want to see a dancing king, let's go. So 2 air defences and the queen sort of top. So for me it was an easy, obvious choice to do a shattered lalo. You can see the wizard placement was kind of easy. I got the queen down a little bit early to help take down the king, and the wizard's on him as well. Wizards, I need the wizard to clean up those external buildings. Now unfortunately I forgot to target that right elixir pump, because watch what happens here. I don't know if the jump spell quite worked. The king didn't go there, but what happens is the CC pull, when the king sort of gets within range of the queen, the king comes all the way out, back round, and goes to help sort of defend the queen. So I then zap the CC troops, and then he's finished, so he can start shooting the buildings. But then that jump doesn't appear to quite work, so he decides to go all the way back round and inside the base again. So I've got my queen's going absolutely mental here, but the queen's got in position and taking the 2 down. So you can see here, CC hound in. I'm going to drop a couple of loons on each of the defences just to start pushing them in. King ability I used there. Got the 2 hounds going in now, so I'm just trying to make sure I get the rage spell drop nice to sort of send them in towards the expo as well. Got the 3rd hound going in, and more back end loons here. I've got 1 back end loon for that arch tower as well, and I sort of used the last rage spell to sort of cover part of the core, part of the air defense, the wizard tower, and just try and keep the loons raged in there so that they can get up to the expo as well after. But they've gone the long way round, which was a little bit disappointing. I threw that last loon in as well at the top side. That got wrote off by a that was quite annoying that it got wrote off by a bomb anyway. But there it is. Look, my minion popped. Sorry, my hound popped. But basically they all ended up dying to the skeleton trap anyway, and I think I just about scraped the 2-star, the 3-star here. This was sort of a rushed last minute attack, and I think this base had already been 3-starred anyway. I think I just did it because I needed to get rid of an attack and good chance to practice a Laloon raid, which I've been trying to improve on. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this war recap, guys, and I hope you enjoyed, seeing a nice variation of raids. So let me know your thoughts as always, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Peace!